respectable and it's seen as the norm, but women being assertive is seen as sort of inappropriate. And I think that is true. So I don't necessarily disagree with the overall sentiment. I don't know what her specific delivery is from time to time, but I think that the overall sentiment holds up. You don't?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, let me try it on the other side and see if we can agree on the other side, and I'll try to dig a path between the two. For sure, no one's going to argue that there are certain, and have always been in every era of our culture, American, but even go back to Euro-Western and go all the way back, it has never not been the case. There's always going to be some girls, women, who are at the earliest ages not interested in any of the girly stuff. They gravitate to the boy task, and then if they grow up big and strong, like these kids that play high school football, the girls do for the boys team, they clearly can out-physical a boy, no matter what channel. You want to play sports, you want to lift a jackhammer, you want to take them to the county fair and make them ring the bell, they're going to do it, they're stronger. So clearly, that would be, to me, where you put the equality. If you have to apply equality in society and go, look, you know what, we do have a credo, it's in the Constitution, and now biology is meeting the Constitution. I believe that civil rights, it was the biology, science, met the Constitution, and it turned out to be right. The Constitution did it in a prescient way, and now science was backing up this very strong, terrific intuition. So this would be the same thing to me with women. Science is the answer. For the very small percentage of women that can bench press 250 pounds, of course they would do any job in society a man would normally do, and she'd be a fit like a glove. She's going to fit with the guys. It's something I think called butch that goes way back beyond today's hypersexuality reference. It was a style of woman. It was a woman who was not a girly girl. She could smoke cigarettes with the boys. She could fix a car. She could dig a ditch. She could slap the hogs. That's what she did. So to me, leave it at that. This idea of mingling everything. She's got all the eyeliner on. She's got the mini skirt on. She's getting her hair done. And then she wants to be like one of the guys. Ayala. You know, that's what makes the guys want to have sex with her. Those are tools of sexuality. Eyeliner, get mini skirt. You know, I mean, look, yes, you may find it flattering, but let's not forget why they're on. The lifting of the hem of the skirt was to get proximity to the genitalia exposure, hence the edginess of Twiggy in 1962 as a fashion model from Britain with the miniskirt. So that's all I'm saying. How do we dismiss all of this tradition and then go with, you know, some kind of anesthetic, you know, equation that sounds right to everybody who's upset? Everybody who's upset feels better. This must be the right way to go. To me, that would be the least right way to go, is to wait until everybody who's upset feels assuaged. Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think what you're saying. Yeah, okay, so everything that you do.
Do you love
everything?
Go for it, man. That's great.
I love it because you know it's great because you give like a very comprehensive take on the situation. So there's like a lot of points. I'm thinking, okay, I got to address all these different points. I don't want to miss one of them. So I mean, basically, yes, everything has its exchange, right? I mean, there is the notion that if you're going to take on what I guess you're identifying as ultra masculine jobs, you know, the kind of worker, car, mechanic type thing. There probably isn't going to be as much time to put on makeup and do that type of thing. So you're going to essentially act and be, and your whole being will be more like that of a male. I think the controversy doesn't exist so much in that because I think that's sort of just the expectation, you know, that goes with the job. The part where we're seeing a lot of the difficulty are in jobs of power where that may not be the expectation, where it is more difficult for a woman.
Let me try. Give me an example. Here's where a big difference I think will happen based on gender.
Okay.
A woman has to lay off 500,000 people. She's got a worldwide workforce of 4 million, and they knock it down to 3.5. That's what the board wants. That's your job. Figure out who to fire. She will fight you choose, she will not going to down to zero. But if you told her it's $500,000, she'd have a cow. You know what a guy would say? You got it. You know why? Because to him it would be power acquisition. That's power acquisition. You're right, absolutely. I'm dominating these 4 million by knocking out 500,000. Wait till you see how hard the 3.5 work. The woman would be devastated, I'm telling you, by that carnage. Now, disagree? We could take. I'll take a break after. You give me a quick answer. Yeah, go ahead.
There are men that would be devastated, and there are women that would not be devastated.
Wow.
There's definitely no. We've seen both sides.
Now, outside of my category that I outlined, the girl who bench presses, for want of a better word, the butch girl. If you take the butch girls out, you're telling me that the girls that wear skirts and Barbies are going to really step up for fun.
Absolutely. I think there are women who are very feminine and extremely interested in power and extremely just as ambitious and just as willing to lay off that whatever 500,000 number you're citing as the guy.
All right, now hold on. I'm going to add something to this you can think about during the break, all right? She will be a prominent figure when she does this, okay? So this woman that you're saying will accept it, that I'm searching. I'm going to say I haven't seen one yet who impressed me that she would do this, is going to hear about this on TV ad infinitum. I mean, she'll be the Lee Iacocca, which I know that's long before you, but he made a deal to save Chrysler by getting a loan from the government, and it was very controversial. The right wing went crazy. What, he given loans to business, and he went the other way. You know, the people, the jobs you saved. And I maintain that the CEOs of today, if they really want the job, I mean, I'm not saying there's qualified people, plenty of qualified people, but the people who get the job as CEO, they really have it. And Google hasn't had a house cleaning, so she didn't fire anywhere near that at Google. And she's at Facebook, which is growing. So she's working in La La Land. You know, she worked in the Treasury Department. You know, the government never contracts. How many pink slips over here from this billionaire? So yes, I'm not going to say that she's not accomplished, but she didn't come up through the ranks of firing people, getting 2 factories, then 12 factories, then a region, then going national. Oh, please. She started out at Harvard. She goes to work at the Treasury, assistant to Larry Summers, who's a maniacal personality. I'm sure you've heard about this guy. He screams and yells at people. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. She hung out with the biggest snapdragon in the neighborhood. So I don't know. I mean, look, I'd like to give it full. Believe me, I'd like you to be right. But I feel I'm bumping. I'm bumping into.
I like our premise. Our premise is basically that women can be as evil and cutthroat as men. That's my belief.
That is your belief. I mean, I don't think they can reach it. I do not. I think here's the thing. Same thing when we come back. I got to take this break, but same thing. If it's an emergency, okay. I watched a case last night where a guy was defending his home, and he went for the AR-15. And it was a burglar. And he wound up getting killed with it. The burglar shot him with a handgun right through the gut. The guy died with his AR-15 in his hand, okay? But I am here to tell you, when the wife goes to the gun rack, she will not grab the AR-15. She will grab the smallest handgun that she can handle, and that's it. And I'm not saying she's not going to try. Of course, she'll do it because the baby. She's got to defend the baby, defend the kids, defend herself. She's not going to sacrificial lamb. But she is not going to get the AR-15 and say, this SOB is Swiss cheese. All I got to do is see him. I'm going to put 15 bullets in him in 30 seconds, and we are done. I don't care who it is. Well, Oscar Pistorius, famous last words. I don't care who it is. But you know what I mean. A guy is capable of going around that corner and Swiss cheesing. Very few women are going to say, give me the Swiss cheese machine. They're going to say, give me one of those guns. I got to save the kids, and she'll get it. Now, yes, the exceptions are the ones we've covered. So I'm saying, once you take out
I won't debate with you that the present situation is that men are more violent. I mean, if you look at the prison system, it's mostly men. And you look at most of these crimes you're talking about, it's mostly men. But I think it's a momentum rather than necessarily an inherent thing that could not change.
Well, that's why you're Matt Sky, and Matt Sky is our guest. Sky versus Sky is Matt's show. You need to see it on andmagazine.com. Go to his website, skyversussky.com. Join him with us all the time because we haven't even talked about his new project. We're looking for a really cool original story that he's going to report on, and it's not going to be reported anyway elsewhere in the media with the independent information that Matt comes up with. Completely independent, very very exciting altogether. So let me do this again. I know the guys are laughing now. Now I'm a big laughing stock. I have been behind at every single break so far this evening. Not one single break has gone this evening. Earlier today, I did start out at 10 o'clock this morning doing much better on the timing. But that's because now I'm having a beer. Earlier today, I was having scrambled eggs and coffee when I first broached the topic, so I guess that's somewhat relevant. Ed Till Show, Talk Radio X, and we'll be right back. Peer Lending Club, you heard me talk about them earlier. PeerLendingClub.com. PeerLendingClub.com promotes peer-to-peer lending social networks, and they offer, this is the key, they have a 94% success rate